What if you could tell Meta with surgical precision who you actually want to target? What if you could tell the algorithm that a customer in a specific location or demographics, it's worth 50% more to your business because you know their lifetime value is higher? That is what the new Meta updates allows you to do. We are talking about value rule, a game-changing feature that allows you to stop chasing conversions and focus solely on customers that are truly valuable to your business. In this video, we are going to break down what value rules are, how they work, and how you can use them strategically in your campaigns. Let's dive in.
Value rule allows you to target customers with higher expected lifetime value to your business. So how can you determine or set up a value rule? You can determine value rule by age, that is by telling Facebook or the Meta algorithm that certain age or within a certain age have lifetime value to your business, and you know that. And for you to know this, you need to know your numbers very well as a business. You can also set up value rule for location, saying to Meta that customers in certain location, they have more lifetime value to my business, and I want to bid higher to get all those customers from those locations. That is what value rule is all about. This is a game changing feature that Meta just released, and as an advertiser you need to start leveraging on all these things. You need to leverage on it, and I've been testing it on different ad campaigns that I'm managing. So here is my example Facebook Ads Manager that I will use to show you what value rule is and how you can set up value rule in your campaign. After you set it up, how you can apply it to your campaign. So the first thing we need to do is to come to all tools here, and under all tools you go to advertising settings. Once you go to advertising settings, you see account control, then you see value rules. So under value rule, can you see that I have no rule created for this ad account? So you can see create rules to tell us how much certain audience are worth to your business. So if I select this now, it will take me to create rules to tell us how much certain audience placement are worth to your business. Our system will optimize for outcomes based on this result. So all you just need to do is to come to this place. You need to create this rule and apply it to your campaign. When you create this rule, you tell Facebook, you tell the algorithm that certain customers in a certain location, they have high lifetime value to my business. They will give me more result, and I want to bid more for them. And for you to do this, it means your campaign would have been giving you results. It means you are at the stage whereby you want to scale your campaign that you are currently running. And when you are at that stage, you need to know your numbers. So that is why you will know, with the numbers you have, you will know that certain age group are giving you more conversion. Certain conversions or a lot of conversion or valuable conversions are coming from certain location. So how will you do it? You can even set up rule. You can create value rule based on operating system. If you feel that Android users, if you feel that iOS users are more valuable to your business than Android users, you can determine that. So let's create value rule. If I come to create a rule, you see reach your preferred audience using value rules. Increase your bid on audience that are worth more to your business. For example, you can bid more for Android users. Get more of the outcomes that you want. Focus your budget on audiences using age, gender, location, and mobile operating system. Optimize for all types of goal, ideal for long-term or strategic goals, including lifetime value or delayed conversion. So if I come to understand, I understand that my overall cost per result may increase when using value rule. Obviously, your cost per result will increase, but you are still getting valuable customers. You want customers from that location because you know they are valuable to your business. So if I come to create a rule now, you see define your preferred audience using up to 2 criteria. So if I select criteria now, let's say we want to create a rule using operating system. Can you see you can create value rule for age, gender, mobile operating system, location, placement. So let's click on operating system. If you are an e-commerce business owner now and you have data of audiences or customer in your database, and you know from your campaign that iOS customers are more valuable than Android customers, you can create a value rule and use that value rule in your campaign, telling Meta that iOS customers are more valuable to my business and I want to bid more for them. So you just come to select operating system, you select iOS. So when you come to choose how much more or less to bid on your preferred audience, you just choose increase bid. So you can increase your bid by 50%. Let's say you increase your bid by 50% or you increase your bid by 20%. So that's how you create your value. So your rule can be iOS bid, increase bid, increase bid 20%. If you do this, then you add a new rule, you add another rule, because you can set two conditions. You come to this place now and you define another rule, select operating system, and come to this place and select Android. So whenever you want to bid on Android, you want to decrease your Android bid by, let's say, 30%. You should know your numbers. Your numbers should determine this. You should know your number. So what is this rule talking about? If you use this rule in your campaign, it means you want to increase your Android, you want to increase your iOS purchase, iOS rule. You want to increase your iOS purchase by 50%. You want to increase the lifetime value. You want to pay more to get customers with iOS operating system, because your data is telling you that they are more valuable to your business. So the next thing you need to do, and you are now saying the second rule, is that you want to now decrease Android users by 30%, because you want to pay lower, because you know that they are not really valuable to your business. So once you do this, you come to this place and select next. And once you select next, you give your rule a name. So your rule can be, I will just say, increase this by 50%. I want this to be 50%. So I'll copy this and go back and select 50%. I want this to be 50%. So the name of this rule should be 50%. Then I'll come to this place. Then I'll click on create. Once you click on create, your rule is now created. So you can create as many rules as possible. So I have two rules that has been created. So I can also create a rule. Let's say you are getting valuable customers from certain placements on the Meta ecosystem. So what are these placements? The placement can be Facebook feed, it can be stories, it can be reel. So let's say you come to this place now and you define rule based on placement, and you want to tell Facebook that I get more valuable customers for my business from reels. So if you come to this place, you can come to reels, Instagram reels. You can come to feed and select feed. Maybe you are not getting from stories and Instagram, so you are not getting valuable customers from story. That is why I said you need to know your numbers. You need to have data to use these rules, this value rule in your Facebook ads. So once I come to this place, I'll come to increase my bid, because I know that I'll just give this placement. Once I give this placement, and I'll say increase bid 50%. So I'll come to this place. So you can also define your second rule by saying, okay, people on stories, they are not really valuable to my business, so I don't want to pay more. But if you don't want to do that, you can leave this the way it is. So this is how you can explore creating different rule and telling the meta ecosystem that these certain customers are more valuable and they have potential to have more lifetime value to my business than this other placement, than this other demographics. So I'll just come to next and I'll give this placement. I'll now say placement and say increase bid 50%. Then you click on create. Once you click on create, you come to all tools and come back to your ads manager. Once you finish creating your rule, then the next stage is for you to use this rule in your campaign. So how can you use this rule? I'll show you how you can use this rule in your campaign. So I'll come to create here to create a new campaign. Then I'll come to sales campaign. Once I come to sales campaign, I'll click on continue. Once I click on continue, you are not going to do anything under your campaign. So if you want to learn how to create a campaign with small budget, you can check a video on my channel on that. So I've created a video on how to do that. Then the next thing, you click on next. Once you click on next, under ad sets, that is when you apply your value rule. So I'll just come down to, can you see value rule? After performance goal, data set, your cost per goal, that is where you will see value rules. So can you see create rules to tell us how much certain audiences are worth to your business. So if you have created rules, you automatically see those rules here. So what can you do? You just click on apply a rule. If you click on apply a rule, the rule you've set up before under advertising settings, you automatically see them here. This rule set is used in all active ad sets. So you can just come to this place and select this rule that you want to apply. You can select one of the two and apply it to your campaign. So this will tell the meta algorithm that certain rules or certain placements or certain rule you've created are more valuable to your customers. That is, this rule you have created now is attached to certain customers. So it will tell the system and will allow the meta algorithm to optimize for those audience and look for those audience, because you've said to the system that this number of customers are more valuable to my business and I want to pay higher for them. I want to get more of all those customers because I believe they are valuable to my business. So if you come to this place, you see if a person meets the criteria for multiple values, we will only apply the first rule in the list. So that's what they are saying. If a person meets the criteria for multiple values, we will only apply the first applicable rule in the list. That is how you can use value rules in your campaign. It's a new meta update that has been rolled out, and a lot of advertisers are already using it, and I will advise you to use it in your campaign.
By implementing value rules, you are not just running ads, you are building a smarter, profitable acquisition engine that focuses on customers with higher lifetime value. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I will see you in my next video.